Hey, what's going on guys? Jake Verdon Tech here, back with another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at a wireless gaming mouse. More specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed wireless gaming mouse. We're going to go over some of the basics of this mouse and see if it's any good, as I just picked this up recently. So in this video we're going to be talking about the pros, cons, and come down to the conclusion if this mouse is worth picking up if you're in the market for a wireless gaming mouse that doesn't necessarily break the bank. So I picked this mouse up a couple weeks ago, almost 2 weeks now, shortly after I picked up my Asus ROG Zephyrus M15 gaming laptop. I really needed to find a mouse, not just for gaming, but something wireless and portable that I could bring on the go with me to complement that laptop. So as far as what I use my on-the-go laptop setup for is mostly Adobe Premiere, Photoshop and Lightroom, Fusion 360 for 3D modeling. I also use Cura Slicer to slice the 3D models that I produce in Fusion, and a little bit of gaming on the go. So those are basically all the things that I kind of took into account before I chose a new mouse to complement the laptop that I have for on the go. So as far as the mouse that I'm very used to and is probably one of my all-time favorites is the Logitech G502. I've been using that mouse now for a couple years now, and it's definitely my favorite as far as just being simple, ergonomic, and very comfortable to use. So when I was shopping for my mouse for on the go, I definitely took a lot of things into consideration that I like about the Logitech G502 and try to find something very comparable and wireless. So the Basilisk X doesn't quite check off as many boxes as far as features go compared to the G502, but with that being said, it checks off a big one for me, and that is the overall ergonomic shape of this mouse. So as you can see, just from the looks of it, it is very similar in shape to the Logitech G502, and that's the main thing I was looking for when I was in the market for another mouse. I really love this style of gaming mouse where it has the integrated thumb rest. It's very comfortable and nice to use, not only for gaming but for other productivity type stuff. And that's, like I said, that's what I was really looking for when I was shopping for a new mouse to go with my laptop. So the other big thing that I was looking for in a mouse to go with the laptop that I'll be using on the go is wireless capabilities. I really didn't want to go wired, even though I do prefer wired peripherals on a desktop setup like this one. But for a laptop, I really wanted to go wireless, just because I feel like it's super awkward when you have a wired mouse and you're plugging it into the USB port on the side of your laptop where you don't have far at all to go and you have all that excess, and you know, when you're using it you could get tangled up in it and it can just be a pain. So wireless on a laptop I feel like is much easier to go with. So now I'm talking more specifically about the Basilisk X Hyperspeed. Razer does have another Basilisk model from what I've heard and I've seen vaguely online. It's much more expensive, it's a lot fancier and has more features. So this is basically the watered down version of that, where they take a lot of those features out to make it more affordable. So on the Basilisk X Hyperspeed, as far as connectivity goes, you're looking at a 2.4 gigahertz USB 3 dongle that you can plug into the computer that you're using to get the faster, more responsive speeds out of the mouse. Or if you don't mind a little bit more latency, I'm not sure because I haven't tested it, you can use the Bluetooth option as well, and that way you don't have to use the dongle that they provide. So the power on this mouse comes from a standard AA battery That is one of the drawbacks to this mouse. I was really hoping that it had some sort of integrated power that can be recharged via USB Type-C or something like that, but unfortunately it is just a AA battery, and they probably do this just to cut back on the costs a little bit more. As far as battery life goes, you're looking at about 450 hours via Bluetooth, and when you go to the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, which is the Hyperspeed mode, you're looking at around 300 hours of battery life. For the sensor specs, you're looking at a 16,000 DPI optical sensor, so you can get some pretty high DPI with this for gaming or anything else like that. And along with that high DPI, it can be adjusted inside the Razer Synapsys 3 software. The Synapsys 3 software is Razer's software integration to their products, where you can get a little bit more control with them. In the case of a mouse, a lot of times it's sensitivity, such as your DPI, and if that mouse has any RGB lighting or any of your other products have RGB lighting, you can use your software for that as well. So as far as buttons go on this mouse, it's pretty standard. There's not a whole lot of extras to it, but we'll go over them real quick. So looking at the mouse right here, you have your DPI adjustment right there in the middle. You have your just standard mouse wheel with a click. There isn't a left and right click like some other options on the market have. And then over on the side here, you do have a couple of programmable buttons. So those can be mapped to, I believe, whatever you want. And that can be done possibly in the game that you're playing or in the Synapsys software. So guys, we'll wrap this up with pros, cons, and if this is worth a buy. So pros, as far as this mouse goes, for me, I really like the shape of a mouse of this style. As I mentioned earlier, that shape for me is just perfect for gaming and productivity, just like my G502. So when I saw that in this mouse for this price of around $50, I jumped on it. And especially with the wireless capability to top it off for my mobile laptop work and gaming setup, that kind of sealed the deal for me. So definitely like the shape of it, and that it's the fact that it's wireless, and the price is pretty reasonable on it. Another pro that seems super minuscule is the fact that it has a storage compartment inside the body of the mouse for the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. This sounds really dumb, but if you work in IT, you probably know the pain of losing dongles all the time, or the clients on your network losing dongles all the time. So having a device that can store it is nice because you can more easily keep track of it. And especially on the go, this thing is nice and portable, as you have everything right there. You can put it into a laptop bag or backpack, and away you go. So as far as the cons go, I would say the biggest drawback for me is that it has a standard AA battery. I would have liked to have seen some integrated power that's rechargeable. That would be nice, but like I said earlier, it's probably something that would increase the price of this mouse quite a bit. So unfortunately, we just see a standard AA battery inside this particular Razer mouse. Another con for this mouse, which could be subjective, but the overall build quality doesn't feel super durable and premium, because obviously this mouse doesn't come with a premium price tag. It's pretty plasticky, and I gotta be honest, I would not recommend dropping this on a hard surface. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't know if this one could take a whole lot of falls, so be careful with it. The weight being a tiny bit lighter than my G502 is a little bit of a con for me. I would like to see this mouse a tad heavier, and maybe that would give the overall durability feel a little bit more. But I mean, overall it feels pretty good. So discussing durability and longevity of this mouse, unfortunately I can't really speak for it right now, being that I just got this mouse a little over a week ago, but we'll put this mouse through the paces and see how it does long term. So overall guys, I think if you're looking for a budget gaming mouse that's wireless, this definitely isn't a bad option. It has pretty minimal features, but if you're just looking for something simple that's very responsive in gaming and productivity or whatever you might be doing, I think this is a really good go-to, and you're getting it from a very well-known brand, Razer. Other options out there that are wireless that are this price and lower, you're looking at a lot of non-name brands, so it's pretty cool that Razer has something that's this budget friendly. But I gotta say, if you can live without the wireless and you're willing to go wired, and maybe you're not on a laptop setup like I am, or be shopping for a laptop setup, I would definitely recommend the Logitech G502. That's probably still by far my favorite gaming mouse and just mouse to use in general. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this gave you a really good insight on the Razer Basilisk X wireless gaming mouse. And hopefully this answered all the questions you might have had about this mouse and if it's worth a buy, which I would say for the price that it is and the features that you get, I would say it's worth it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more tech related videos like this one, be sure to subscribe. Got to give a big shout out to you guys, as the channel has made some pretty good progressions lately, gaining more subscribers. We are getting some pretty good viewership on a lot of our recent videos, and I owe it all to you guys, and I really appreciate you tuning in and watching some of these, and hopefully you found them helpful. Get a lot of great feedback from you guys, and I really appreciate all of it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.